Hello everyone. I hope every one of you is taking care of yourselves. I'm Kanika Tandon and I'm here with the video of class 8th English 2nd. In our last video that was uploaded before 2 weeks, we have completed the explanation of chapter number 3, that is the enchanted pool, and in today's video we'll be doing the exercise part, that is the question answers of reference to context and read, reflect and write.
So let's start our today's video with the exercise part of the chapter, which is chapter number 3, the enchanted pool. But before starting the chapter, let us take a quick review what the chapter was. So this chapter, the enchanted pool, is a story that has been taken from Mahabharat. Okay, and Mahabharat is all about the Pandavas and the Kauravas, and this story is particularly about the Pandavas and the wisdom of Yudhishthir, who was the eldest son of the Pandav. And Pandav has had 5 sons: Yudhishthir, Arjun, Bhim, Nakul, and Sahadev. Alright, and their single wife who was Draupadi. So this story reflects how Yudhishthir, who was the wisest and the most intelligent and the smartest of all, had saved his brother's life by giving the answers coming out of his wisdom and his wit. So now let us get started with the exercise part of the chapter, which you have to do in your notebooks, that is the question answers. And I guess you have already done the word meanings of this particular chapter in your notebooks. So starting with on page number 48, reference to context, second question. The Pandavas pursued the animal, but it was a magic deer which sped in great leaps and bounds, decoying the Pandavas far into the forest and then disappeared. So this is the extract that has been taken right from the chapter. So question number 1 is, when and where did the incident happen? So this extract is an incident where there was a magic deer and the Pandavas were persuading that deer. They were running after him, but then they realized that it was a magic deer. So this happened in the sage's ashram near the forest where the Pandavas were completing their 12 years in exile. What is the meaning of exile? In a very simple language, we call it Vanvas. So these Pandavas were completing their exile for 12 years in the sage's ashram near forest. Alright, it happened when a deer, which was rubbing itself against a sage fire kindling mortar, started to flee in flight after getting the mortar entangled in the horn. So what he was doing, he was rubbing itself again against the sage fire kindle mortar, and then that mortar got stuck into his horns. Okay, next question is, why did the Pandavas pursue the animal? So the Pandavas wanted to retrieve the mortar for the sage and chase the deer when it disappeared. So the Pandavas wanted to chase the deer because the mortar that was stuck into his horns had gone with the deer itself, and the Pandavas wanted the mortar back. So they pursued the deer and wanted to catch them, but then it disappeared. Next is, how did the Pandavas feel when the animal disappeared? The Pandavas felt very disappointed when the animal disappeared. They felt like they could never ever render this simple service to the sage, and then that they will have degenerated to this extent when in exile. And now what they felt, they felt very disappointed because they thought that this was the least they could do for the sage since they were in the exile, and that they have degenerated themselves in the exile. They now, according to them, they were of no use because they were in exile. Question number 3, there was surely some magic about it. So this is the line that has been taken from the story. There was surely some magic about it. Describe the scene before Yudhishthir's eyes. What comparison does the narrator use to describe it? So what we have to do in this question, we have to describe the scene that was in front of Yudhishthir's eyes. And what are the comparison that are used by the author? When he reached the pool, Yudhishthir saw all four of his brothers lying limp and lifeless. They were like sacred flagpoles that were thrown here and there after a festival. And what happened? When he went near that pool, he saw his brothers lying lifeless. They all four were very lifeless, and they seemed like they have died. And now, and the comparison that they had used, they were looking like flagpoles that are lying that laid after the festival is over. Whenever we are celebrating something and we are decorating it with something, so that the flagpoles that we use, they lie here and there after the festival is over. Similarly, this was the comparison that was used by the author to for these brothers of him. Next is, what was his first reaction on witnessing the scene? So Yudhishthir's first reaction on witnessing the scene was to overcome with grief and sadness. So the only thing the first thing that he wanted to do was to overcome his grief and sadness. Since these brothers had so much of love for each other, that Yudhishthir was so upset and so sad and so he was such in grievance that he couldn't think of anything when he saw his brothers lying on the floor on the ground, very lifeless. So first thing that he wanted to do was he wanted to overcome it, so that he can think of something with which these brothers of his can come back to life. Next is, why did Yudhishthir came to the conclusion that there was something magical or supernatural about the event? So there, according to Yudhishthir, there was something magical and supernatural about it. So let us read why was it. Yudhishthir came to the conclusion that there was something magical about the event because he knew that the world held no warriors who would overcome his brothers. So according to Yudhishthir, there were no warrior in the whole wild world who could defeat his brothers. So he was very sure that it is some magic, because his brothers were so brave and so fearless that nobody on this world could defeat them. Also, there were no wounds on their bodies and their faces were at peace and not like those who died in pain. There was also no trace of footprints of an enemy. So there were two more things, that they had no marks of any fight with anybody. Their faces were at peace. Okay, so they must have felt no pain when they were dead, and also there were no footprints of the enemy. So according to this, by looking at the surroundings and by looking at his brothers, according to Yudhishthir, that it was something magical. Coming on to the fourth one, what is the loss which yields joy and not sorrow? So this is also the line that is said by the Yaksha that was at the pool. So the first question is, who asked this question and to whom? So this was a question that was asked by the Yaksha at the pool of water, and it was asked to Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir had to answer them, that what loss which yields joy not sorrow, ki what kind of a loss is it when you feel happy by losing it. If we lose something, we will feel sad, right? I had a pen of 50 rupees and now I have lost it. Or for example, this Yudhishthir lost his brothers. So is there anything that we lose and then we feel happy? So this was the question that was asked by the Yaksha to Yudhishthir. What is the reply given to this question? So now we have to write the answer that was given by Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir answers that it is anger, losing which would yield joy and not sorrow. And what was the reply? That there is one thing, that is anger. If we don't know how to get angry, this will bring peace and joy to our lives. There will be no sorrow. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा जब हम गुस्सा करना भूल जाएं and we will become sad about it. It is good not to lose your temper. So according to Yudhishthir, that anger was one thing that if we lose will give us joy, not sorrow. Next is, to what extent do you agree with the reply? Support your answer with a reason. Now we have to write the reason and why do we support it. It is true that anger is a bad thing. Losing anger would make one calm and composed and would enable one to not hurt anyone through words or to act harshly and hastily. This would in turn make one happy. So when we'll not know how to get angry on somebody, we will be very calm and composed, and then we won't be saying anything bad or anything harsh to anybody. Now coming on to the read, reflect and write. Question number 5. How did Yudhishthir's response to the voice differ from that of his brothers? Okay, so we have to write how Yudhishthir answered the Yaksha differently according to compared to his brothers. So Yudhishthir's response to the voice differed from that of his brothers in that he showed respect to the voice and heeded its warning. So now what happened? Yudhishthir showed respect, answered politely and heeded its warning, and took the warning very seriously, unlike his brothers. Okay, they became very a warrior kind of people, but Yudhishthir did not do it. A wise man, he realized there was something magical about what was happening and that the voice had something to do with it. And now then Yudhishthir realized that there was something very magical and this voice that is coming out of the pool has to do something with it. So he humbly agreed to answer all the Yaksha's question and did not show any anger or ego while doing so. That's why he agreed to do he agreed to answer all the questions that were asked by Yaksha. Coming on to the 6th one. Illustrate how happiness is a result of good conduct. So when you show good conduct or behave well, you tend to please everyone, whether you know them or not. This is a very true fact. If you behave really well, you will be liked by all, and if you misbehave, you will be disliked by all. This is a very known and is a universal fact kind of. You show that you respect the other person and value their words and advice. This results in giving you what you set out to get, which in turn will give you happiness. So if you get what you were preparing for, you will get happiness at the end. And behaving well is first thing that you can do to achieve what you want. Take Yudhishthir's example. He showed respect to Yakshas and paid heed to what it said. In return, he got what he wanted: his brothers alive and an additional boom of not being discovered during their exile. He was also blessed by none other than Yama, the Lord of Death himself. Okay, so now what happened? Yudhishthir, if we take Yudhishthir's example, he was shown shown respect to Yaksha, and in the place of that respect, only that respect, he got his brothers back, and then he got a what do we call? He got a boom, which is called a Vardhan, right? He got a Vardhan from the Yama, who was the Lord of Death, that he won't be dead ever. So that is the reason why Yudhishthir is according to Mahabharat and according to the books that I have read, Yudhishthir was the only brother out of the Pandavas who was not dead. He was called to heaven through some staircases that are somewhere around Himalayas. I'm not sure about it. And he also went with the dog. If you have heard about that story, I'll surely tell the story when the school will reopen. So this was the reason why Yudhishthir was not dead. He was called to heaven through the staircase, but he was not dead. So coming on to the question number 7. What blessing did Yama bestow upon Yudhishthir? Now we have to write what blessing did Yudhishthir get. Yama was pleased with Yudhishthir's answers and his behavior, so he blessed him and said that their enemies will not be able to discover them and they would successfully complete what they set out to do. So what was the blessing he got, that your enemies cannot find you while you are in exile. आप जब तक वनवास में हैं, you will not be found by your enemies, and that you will not die. Eighth one, what did the Pandav gain from their exile? The Pandavas gained a lot of knowledge and learning from their exile. They were tested by way of having to face a lot of troubles, but the exile taught them some hard discipline and made them introspect. After the exile, the Pandavas came out as stronger, nobler, and wiser men. They gained plenty of wisdom through the exile. Coming on to the ninth one, what is an alternate title you would give to this story? Justify your choice with an answer. So this question number 9 and 10th, extended writing. Write detailed reference to the story. Show what Yudhishthir's answer reveal about his character. These two questions are, I want to encourage you to write yourself. But in question number 9th, I can also tell the title, but it is not necessary that you write what I have told you or what the teacher is telling you. You can write anything you want according to you. So according to me, the title of the story could also be The Wisest of the Pandavas, Yudhishthir, because this story is all about the wisdom of Yudhishthir, nothing else. So you can write this. And why do I justify? How do I justify my answer with reason? Because of Yudhishthir's wisdom, because of the way Yudhishthir was such a well-behaved and honorable and wisest man out of those Pandavas. The story is all about it only. So according to me, the title of the story could be The Wisest of the Pandavas, Yudhishthir. You can write answer number in 9th and 10th yourself. And with this, I have to end my video too. So I'll see you all next week with the video of the exercise of this chapter. Till then, keep studying, take care, and do complete your work. Thank you.